a few days later or a few weeks later, or a week later, I think. And she goes, remember that family such and such with like that? She goes, it showed that they found the freaking acorn thing again in the house.
It showed back up in the house.
That blew my mind. I was like, are you serious? Couldn't believe it. Like I was legit like blown away. And I was like, what? Never going there again.
Well, that was an unusual case in the first place because
weird.
It was, and that was an unusual night because if I'm not mistaken, we had 2 cases that night. And we went on to Alabaster, did we not? Or we went, we went to another residence.
And was that the one where I was sitting on the couch and then they later told me, oh, yeah, our dad died on that couch or something like that?
Somebody had died there.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, okay, I'm going to get up. Yeah, I was like, I'm going to get up now. Yeah, thanks for telling me that after I've already sat on a dead person's couch, thanks. Yeah. They died on the couch. Appreciate it.
But that was a very interesting case, too, and we're going to delve into that when we get back from this 2-minute break. So, right? And y'all enjoy. We'll be right back.
Listening to WBHM Digital Broadcasting, the best in paranormal talk, only on Paranormal Experienced Radio, broadcasting live out of Birmingham, Alabama.
Y'all, I am so glad to be back. We are joined tonight with my friend LaDarrius Young. And we were just talking about some fairly bizarre investigations that we've had, and I'm here to tell you that we do get some doozies. But welcome back, LaDarrius.
Yeah, I'm back.
You are.
I am enjoying this night. It's been really fun.
Thank you.
Seriously.
Well, we've still got about 15 minutes left to go, so we are going
and I'm still ready to talk.
We're still going to continue this. That's one thing that both of us are good at. Everybody on our team is pretty much good at conversation. So,
oh yeah.
But I am just always shocked when we run up on such bizarre cases, and we do come across quite a few of them, don't we?
Yeah.
Nothing's cut and dried.
No. Oh, thanks, Brenda. I found the chat, by the way.
Yay! www.wbhm-db.com. So we were talking about that case where you were sleeping on a couch where a man died, and that shocked you so much?
Well, I wait a minute now. I wasn't sleeping.
Well, no, you weren't sleeping. You were resting.
I was just sitting.
You were not resting.
No,
you were not sleeping.
There is a time that we went. I don't know. I don't think you were there. I think you were. We went to an abandoned school, and it was like maybe a preschool or something,
yes.
And me and Nicole sat back to back, and we fell asleep on the desk in the middle of ghost hunting.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
that's funny.
We both fell asleep, and it's so funny because there's a picture on Facebook. I don't know if it's on my page or the Scare page of me and her both sitting on that desk, and I was like, "This is before we fell asleep," because I remember dozing off quite a few times sitting in there, and I was like, "Only ghost hunters can fall asleep in a haunted preschool, full of ghost children, and be okay with it
around them."
Be perfectly fine.
And, that really is funny because our team is made up of some very serious types of people, personality-wise. We've got computer programmers. Nicole is a biologist. I was doing that corporate thing for so long, and then, you just get into all this stuff, and it's just, you don't anticipate people like us finding weird things. So,
right.
I don't know. It's just been really an interesting moment in time.
I mean, I went to culinary school, so
yes, and you're a business owner as well as a chef and a producer and a comedian. So it's just, we're a fairly professional group of people, and it's just a riot that these things keep happening. Like when we went to that haunted house out and did the investigation over the Scare Show live. Do you remember that? You wound up working at that haunted house.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Not gonna name that haunt, but yeah, I know exactly what you're talking. I remember. I think I was in makeup too that night. Was I?
You were. No, you weren't, because you hadn't started there yet. That was our first time there.
Ah, okay.
And there was that coffin. There was an old coffin that their props were what were haunted. They wanted us to do an investigation live over the air.
Wait, where was that at?
In Alabaster.
Alabaster. Haunted house in Alabaster.
Yes.
I'm trying to remember.
It had what was that? I don't know. It was funny though, because everything, or a lot of things in there were very haunted. And it was the first time they were first opening. And we got there, and I know you were there because you adore haunted houses. You actually get, to review those sometimes. But
yes, I do.
This was something that was completely off the charts. And Blaine was actually doing the Scare radio in studio while we were doing this investigation, and he's hearing the EVPs in real time.
I remember the whole live thing. I just can't remember which haunted house it was, but I remember what you're talking. I know exactly what you're talking about. Oh yeah. That's in Pelham, not Alabaster.
Oh well, close enough. No, I don't know where that line is, but that was a very unusual and bizarre sight. And Kim is fearless. She's standing in the opened coffin while things are dropping the F-bomb and everything over our equipment. That was just one of those things that make you go, right? But that was just interesting. I couldn't believe you actually went to work there after all of that activity. That was funny.
Oh yeah, I was like, because remember when I met them, when I actually met how I got into it was, remember when we went to Phoenix Festival?
Yes, that was a wonderful festival.
Yeah, they were there, and one of the coordinator guys was like, you should sign up for this and, come be an actor or whatever like that there. And I was like, sure. I'm like, I know they're probably not going to call me back, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But I end up getting the call. I go and do the audition, and they were like, hey, you want to, work here this hot season? I'm like, sure. Because I was like, there's no way I'm going to get through this or whatever like that. But I ended up doing it.
You did, and we got to investigate it.
Yes.
So, kudos to you. You really do. Your access gets us so many different experiences.
This is true.
I like that. And you've gotten to where you don't get nervous?
No. I mean,
investigating?
Okay, well, yeah, I was about to say, well, I mean, I do get nervous sometimes, but yeah, no, when we're investigating it, I've gotten a lot better now.
Well, with practice and realizing that, as a rule, you can't get hurt physically, and that not everything is a demon. Because we get all those calls, right? That's like, we have a demon. Well, probably not, but we'll come look.
I remember somebody got my old number off of like a ghost hunting website where they could contact different paranormal people, and for whatever reason they was like, we'll call him, and they were just like saying how like they smell like sulfur and they had like, this lady was freaking out. And so I was like, I don't know what to do in this situation. Here's Kim. Right. And I throw everybody at Kim, by the way. So if I don't know what to do, I just give them to Kim.
Right.
So I was like, oh, I can't believe this is happening, blah, blah, blah. You should really contact our team leader, Kim, and maybe we'll come out and investigate or try to help you out any way we can. And then, you know what she does? She goes and dumps her off on Blaine. So,
well, I mean, that happens because she is she's a mom with young kids, and I get so tickled because I'm like, well, we should be doing residentials more. And so she's like, okay, you do the intake. So, okay, I'll do the intake. But sometimes people do not need the kind of help that we provide. And that's what she was doing, was educating me on that.
So, like, I mean, we've been to places where we were like, yeah, there's nothing at this house. There's just something up with them.
Right.
Like, I know I remember at least one or two cases that were like that. And I'm like, I don't know what's up with this thing here. There's nothing wrong here. This place is perfectly fine. So, it happens. It definitely happens.
Yes. And
those are the nights that I kind of hate too, because then I was like, oh man, we didn't get squat.
Well, but a lot of times that's because, especially at this time of year, people want to believe that they're having experiences, or they just want the ghost hunters to come to their house.
Yeah.
Or they want to be a ghost hunter and they go out and buy a cute little Ouija board with a lighted planchette and go to a cemetery and say, if there's anything here that would like to talk to me, right? We experienced that. I've literally
ditched y'all. I've ditched y'all on investigations because when we were in the chat and then people started talking about like, yeah, there's a Ouija board or blah, blah, blah. I'm like, nope, not coming. I refuse to be anywhere near one. I'm not,
Have you had experiences with one that make you feel that way?
I've just heard a whole bunch of stories. I've seen too many movies, and I just know they end up badly, and I just don't want to deal with them. I don't want to take that chance,
Right. Well, it is taking a chance, right?
And I just refuse.
everybody's like, oh, well, they're just, cardboard and